Yo, what's up guys? Guesty here, and as you probably read from the title, this is another tutorial, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a house under the water. So basically what we need before we go into this is some sort of crappy material that you're going to use to fill in water. Buckets are probably a good idea, just to deal with any water that you can't control for any particular reason. Some sort of item to destroy the crappy item you're placing down. Some torches so you can see, and very important is a door, and maybe ladders and signs if you really want, but you don't need them. And glass. Well, I'm using glass because I want to be able to see through the house, sort of thing. So I'm just going to make a really basic house. I'm not going to make it look good or anything. I'm just going to show you how to make it. So let's jump in the water. I'm going to build it somewhere over there. I can sort of see where I want to build it. So let's jump in. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope you can sort of still see. It's not too dark, but anyway, if you can't, you'll be able to see in a minute. I'm just sort of treading along the bottom now. I'm trying to find a good spot before I run out of breath. Here it is. I can't go any further. And place the door down just as you're about to run out of breath. Now hopefully you can sort of see what's going on at the moment, but basically I've placed the door down and it's created an air pocket for me, and so this is basically my source of air, so I'm not gonna run out of breath. So now next thing we want to do is place down some of this dirt. So I'm going to place down block here, block here, block here, and a block here. And now what I can do inside there is place one more block. Crap. Dig it out. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. And then place down a torch. Now this has lit the whole place up. We can sort of take a step back and see what's going on. And this is the first sort of setup that's required, so you can basically see what you're doing and never have a worry of dying of suffocation. So now all that's really involved in doing this is two things. We need to firstly set out where we want our house, and then secondly we want to fill it in. So I'm just going to make a real sort of small little crappy little house. I don't actually know how much glass I've got and how much I need, so this might be a little bit rare. I don't think I've got enough, but I'll just make do with what I have, and in fact we'll cut it off here. Alright. So basically all it's a matter of doing is getting the frame set up first, and then after that we're going to fill in the frame. So I might just skip through this and then I'll see you in a sec. Alright, so as you can see here, I've finished off the frame of my house. Basic sort of chilled out frame. And then what we want to do is use our crappy block, which in our case is dirt, and we're going to fill in the whole area, and we want to make sure we can fill in as much as we can without in fact, we want to fill in the whole thing. So basically fill in the whole area with dirt, in this case, and without dying. Make sure you keep an eye on that air, how much air you've got left. And we will come back when I finish this. Actually, before I do go on to my next thing, I will just say that just as another tactic, especially if you're just swimming underwater for no reason, and you are running out of breath and you can't get to the top, what you can do is if you come up to a block that's at your head height, all you have to do is use a torch and place it there, and then it will redeem you back to full air, because it creates an air pocket for like a split second, and then we'll destroy the torch and you'll get the torch back. So that's another pretty cool sort of little trick when dealing with water. So I don't think I got all this, so hang on. Alright, I'll come back in a sec when I've finished all this. Alright, so all earthened in. And I forgot to also mention that you want to try and place your dirt blocks down in the right spot the first time, because otherwise you're going to have to deal with some currents. And that's the whole point of doing what we're doing, is to avoid having to deal with any currents or anything. So now all it's a matter of doing is just digging all this dirt out, and we should be left with a nice little glass underground house. So I'll just dig all this out and we'll see what we're left with. Alright, so I've dug all the dirt out, and that basically covers that. I'll show you one last thing, which is if we want to actually make an extension to the house, or build another room, or in fact just build an exit to the place. Because when you do that, you don't want just water to be flooding in everywhere. So for one, we can use our door, and because our door is going to protect us again, so the door can't, the water can't flow anywhere past the door. And the other method is to, in fact, I'm going to have to put this glass back. And the other method, if I get rid of this door again, and I'd probably recommend using this method, just because you don't have to actually deal with the door, is placing signs down. And you don't actually need dirt on both sides, but if you place a sign down there, sign down here, and then we just destroy this glass here, we shouldn't have any water flow in. Nice. And now we can place our door here, and it's like our exit to the house, exit and entrance to the house. Alright, so that basically covers the fundamentals of building an underwater house. Not much to it other than the few little techniques I showed you, and I'm sure after watching this, in no time, you'll have an awesome underwater house going. So anyway, thanks for watching. Gester here. Let me know of other tutorials you'd like to see, and peace!